right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, merciful relief. A Tennessee bishop with St. Louis ties resigns what he claims happened to him at the hands of a priest. And tonight, reinforcements from the feds. The new backup for the city prosecutor's office.
We could see a lot of prosecutions fast.
Wildfire smoke wafting into the metro area when it's at its worst and when dangerous heat becomes the big problem.
First tonight, we continue to follow breaking news out of St. Louis County. An Amber Alert for 2 young children in Berkeley is now entering its 9th hour. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Police say the 11-year-old girl and 5-year-old boy were taken by an unknown woman from their foster home on Tyndall Drive. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski is live from the Berkeley Police Department with the very latest. Laura.
Mike and Ann, Berkeley police said in a news release that 11-year-old Terry J. Rhodes and 5-year-old King Rhodes were taken from their foster parents' home on Tyndall Drive around 2 o'clock today. But you all heard the Amber Alert at 5:30. Take a good look at their pictures here. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says Terry J. is about 5'3" and weighs 115 pounds. Her brother is about 3 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 40 pounds. Police did not give any description of what they were wearing at the time or if they were taken in a vehicle. Investigators believe a woman who is possibly biologically related or a close friend of the family may have been involved with the abduction. Family at the foster home did not come to the door and neighbors declined to speak on camera. We've seen several Berkeley officers circling in the area, but they did not respond to our requests for an interview. They ask that you call 911 if you see either of these children or Berkeley police at 314-524-3311. Again, call them right away if you see either of these children. Reporting live from Berkeley, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, Canadian wildfire smoke is blowing into the Windy City, causing dangerous and unhealthy air quality. In fact, Chicago has the poorest air quality in the world right now. Several outdoor events have been canceled or moved indoors.
And we're seeing that smoke here in St. Louis. You can see it hanging under the lights of Busch Stadium. Between that and building heat and humidity, we're under an air quality alert for tomorrow. Let's get the latest from Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
You know, Mike and Ann, it's been an interesting evening as we've watched that air quality just drop across the area through the evening hours. I want to show you this time lapse looking back from Union Station down towards St. Louis. You know, we really had a pretty nice day, didn't we? Temperatures were in the mid to upper 80s, humidity not too bad. But boy, as we worked towards the sunset hours and as it got dark in St. Louis, that haze and that wildfire smoke settled in across the city, moving in from the north and the northeast. Visibility's dropping off, and you can really tell it this evening around the St. Louis area. You may notice a little bit of difference in the way it smells outside. It may not smell exactly like a campfire, but you can tell there's definitely something in the air. Now at the Branch Street and also in East St. Louis and up in Jerseyville, red air quality is being reported. Now the overall for tomorrow is likely to be orange, but in the morning hours especially, that's when our air quality around the St. Louis area will be at its worst. So try to avoid doing anything really physically, overexerting yourself tomorrow morning. You don't want to suck in that bad air. It'll get better later in the day. Then the big heat potential arrives just in time for Thursday and Friday. We'll get you caught up on that in a few minutes, Mike.
And remember, you can get the latest Weather First forecast anytime. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send it straight to your phone.
Clearing the backlog, St. Louis's new circuit attorney is now calling on federal attorneys to help prosecute local cases.
New tonight, our Brent Solomon is learning the extra manpower could lead to speedy results. Brent.
Mike, one thing the experts told us as soon as Gabe Gore was appointed to replace Kim Gardner, that he'd have to work quickly to rebuild staff. In less than a month on the job, he's announced a dozen new hires, and just today, a different development. That's pretty rare.
We've shared their stories over the past few months.
I'm like, oh my God, like you can't let this happen. That's like killing my son and my granddaughter all over again.
Families who felt their criminal cases against violent offenders had fallen on deaf ears.
I thought maybe this would be the end of my son's story. What I was told is that no plea deal had been taken. but that was a lie.
That was until last month, when new circuit attorney Gabe Gore took over, inheriting a backlog of some 4,000 nonviolent cases, and at one point, some 500 violent cases that were assigned to only one state prosecutor. Tuesday, 5 on Your Side learned Gore is now bringing in 8 federal prosecutors to help his team. This is a rare move, the first of its kind in St. Louis.
The federal government has the FBI. They often help cooperate with local prosecutors, and they're not beholden to the people. They work for the U.S. attorney, and so federal prosecutors don't, as a general matter, have to worry about the next election.
Legal analyst Anders Walker believes the move could lead to quick prosecutions.
Clearly, hiring these federal prosecutors is hiring people with experience. It's good news for victims. They might see their cases adjudicated. They might see some justice. It's probably bad news for people who are guilty of crime.
Gore posting on Twitter Tuesday, this increases our capacity to handle our most serious cases.
Now, federal prosecutors usually handle drugs and racketeering, even carjacking cases. This move gives them the ability to tackle murder cases that are pending in St. Louis. Gore says he will bring on even more federal prosecutors later this summer.
Heavy firepower was out of the wrong hands tonight. St. Louis police seized multiple high-powered rifles from a downtown apartment over the weekend. Police were called there for a loud party. An 18-year-old man was arrested after he was found in possession of a stolen AK-47 from Des Peres. The discovery comes less than a week after a mass shooting at a downtown party that left one teenager dead and 11 others injured. As far as last weekend's deadly mass shooting, police are still looking for the 5 teens showing off their guns in this picture. A $5,000 reward is being offered. If you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS, and you can remain anonymous.
Tonight, we're hearing from an embattled Catholic bishop in Tennessee with St. Louis ties who resigned today. Bishop Richard Sticka has led the East Tennessee Diocese for 14 years. He faces 2 lawsuits over his handling of priest sex abuse allegations. The 65-year-old says he is stepping down because of health issues, but those lawsuits played a role in his decision. Sticka claims he, too, is a victim of sex abuse in the church.
I was abused by a priest when I was a freshman in high school in Holland, Michigan. I reported it, and then years later as a bishop, I wanted to check if there was a record, and there was. But I wanted to make sure, and the priest is no longer in ministry.
Sticka says he and retired Cardinal Justin Regali, who lives with him, plan on moving back to St. Louis, where he grew up and where Regali served as Archbishop from 1994 to 2003.
Tonight, a former Lindenwood hockey coach is charged with multiple counts of child molestation. James Lambert is accused of molesting at least 2 players from youth hockey teams he coached. One of the crimes happened inside a family bathroom at the Centene Community Ice Center in Maryland Heights. Police found photos of a second victim while conducting a search at his home in Lake St. Louis.
Tonight, we're getting a more in-depth look at Metro Transit's future multi-million-dollar secure platform plan.
New tonight, our Robert Townsend shows us the designs the light rail system hopes will help ensure riders' safety.
After months of talking about it, Kevin Scott, the general manager of security for Bi-State Development, was thrilled to invite us to this open house in Belleville.
So we're very excited about it.
And finally show us renderings of Metro Transit's new secure platform plan.
Make no mistake, this is a security upgrading project.
The $52 million multi-purpose project calls for doubling cameras on Metro's trains, buses, and platforms that will transmit live feeds to their real-time camera center.
And there is proactive viewing, meaning real-time, full-time viewing of all those camera feeds.
These are renderings of a new secure gate system and fencing that will be installed at the light rail system's 38 Metrolink stations and at a new station that will be built at Mid-America St. Louis Airport. In recent months, shootings and other violence occurred on trains on both sides of the river.
Yeah, the cameras and the technology, that's good.
Right now, riders buy a ticket, validate it, and walk up to the train platform. But in 2 years, new installation of fences and security gates will change that.
How you purchase a ticket, the introduction of mobile application is all being modernized and upgraded.
Scott says their secure platform plan will be done in 6 phases, starting first right here on the Metro East Side. Riders agree it's a move in the right direction.
It'd be great, because that's what it's really about, safety,
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Metro says construction bids are still on track for August. The project should be completed by the spring of 2025.
Tonight, crews continue to make repairs to a water main break along historic Main Street in St. Charles. North Main Street is still closed after water pulled several bricks up this weekend. And crews are removing each brick by hand so they can be cleaned and reset.
So some of our oldest pipes are in this stretch. So we had a 100-year-old, actually over 100-year-old cast iron pipe that over time deteriorated. Plus the extreme heat that we're having could be another contributing factor where you have cold pipes running through really hot ground.
North Main should have reopened in time for this weekend's St. Charles Riverfest and the 4th of July holiday.
Fixing fences and making St. Louis schools safer.
I just think this is a huge win for not only the kids, but just neighborhoods.
Tonight, the I-Team is getting results on the toxic danger surrounding city school playground. Cookout costs. You're going to get more bang for your buck this 4th of July. The items that will still be a dud to your wallet.
And Mother Nature may have a fireworks show for us at some point over the weekend towards the 4th of July. Plus the dangerous heat and poor air quality due to that wildfire smoke.
More charges tonight in this weekend's mass shooting in Kansas City that killed 3 people and left 6 others injured. Prosecutors have charged 26-year-old Kevin Green with 3 counts of second-degree murder. Green was also shot in the early morning shooting, but is not counted among the 6 surviving victims.
This defendant is being charged with all of the events of that evening, whether or not he fired the fatal shot or not. He is the individual that set off this chain event that led to shooting by others. So under Missouri law, he too is to be held accountable for all the results of that evening.
Green is still in the hospital tonight. Once he recovers, he'll be taken to jail and be held with no bond. The I-Team is getting results 2 years after our reporting on the hidden danger of lead on some school fences.
Tonight, the district is taking action. Senior investigative reporter Paula Vassan shows us the changes to make schools safer.
It's a ceremonial moment that has parents around St. Louis breathing a sigh of relief.
A lot of kids use playgrounds as the public school playgrounds as their kind of neighborhood playground.
Sarah Martin lives nearby. She and her daughter have spent time at school playgrounds with lead fencing. She's also a former alderwoman and says it's time to remove all lead from the city's schools.
Anybody with children can understand that you go to the pediatrician, they test for lead, you always have to wait for the results, and you just hope for the best.
For years, she followed our I-Team's reporting on lead fences.
It's the square shape, they say like an alligator belly.
In 2021, another parent told our I-Team that the lead-based paint on school fences matched what was built in his historic home.
Very pink red, that's lead.
He used a household testing kit on a fence at the school. Eventually, we found the problem was a lot bigger than one school. At 10 different sites, we found students playing on and around similar fences. Test results at the time found lead levels at one South City school were 40 times higher than EPA safety standards.
So we actually have several sites that are being removed as we speak.
2 years after our reporting, the district secured enough money through state and federal funds to replace more than 6 miles of school fencing.
This allows us the opportunity to address a lot of our facility needs.
Perfect. Leading to this moment and a new feeling of safety for parents.
I just think this is a huge win for not only the kids, but just neighborhoods.
The project costs about $2 million and should be done sometime in the fall. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
A spokesperson with St. Louis Public Schools tells us the district has been active in removing lead since 2009. If you have a tip for Paula and the 5 on your side I-Team, you can leave a voice message, 314-444-5231. You can also email Paula at tips@kstk.com. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential. Tonight, a pair of new laws are on the books in Illinois in hopes of making health care more affordable. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed those 2 bills today. One allows the state to block insurance rate hikes and require insurance companies to show consumers what's driving those higher costs. The other will allow Illinois to launch a state-based health care exchange.
If Joe Biden were to lose re-election to a Republican, that people nationally would lose their health care coverage or lose their access to that federal exchange, but they won't lose access to the Illinois exchange.
Enrollment in the Illinois Health Benefits Exchange is set to open in November of 2025. Starting in July, Illinois is shutting down health insurance enrollment for undocumented migrants due to a massive strain on the state budget.
The 4th of July, it's just 1 week from today, and tonight there's some good news for Americans wanting to celebrate with a summer cookout. According to the annual American Farm Bureau Federation survey, it'll cost you about $68 to feed 10 people. That's 3% less than last year's record high, but it's still $8 more than 2021. Chicken, pork, lemonade, and desserts will cost you less, but prices for beef and potato salad are up. Hamburger and hot dog buns are up 17%. 1 week from tonight, the Gateway Arch will be illuminated by fireworks. This year, Fair St. Louis is hosting a scaled-down celebration with a fireworks spectacular only on the night of the 4th. They'll be shot off from the barges on the Mississippi starting around 9:15. People are invited to bring their lawn chairs, blankets, snacks, and drinks, but no glass containers or alcohol allowed.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the weather first forecast. You probably have some grilling in your. Are you a big griller?
Oh, I love to grill.
I think you are. Yeah.
Sometimes, well, you know, it's in the snow in the winter. You'd like to do that.
Yeah, I do that too.
You know,
it tastes of summer.
That's after you build your retaining wall.
Oh yeah,
right,
he's always building something.
We're working on. We all got projects going on, but I'm not going to work on it tomorrow, and you shouldn't work as much as you think you should tomorrow. Kind of easing it out because first of all, look how hazy it is. Just looking at that live picture out of St. Charles right now. The air quality has dropped down and it's getting worse here, so it'll be pretty bad tomorrow morning. That's when it's at the worst. Keep in mind it's an overall orange day because it's averaged out, but we'll likely have red air quality early tomorrow morning. That's unhealthy for everybody, so just try to limit your time outside doing anything where you're really exerting yourself and putting this in your lungs, because it is going to be one of those things that if you do have heart or lung issues, it does make a huge difference. Now, the worst of it should be between 6 and 10 tomorrow morning, and then that wildfire smoke near the ground will tend to disperse a little bit heading into tomorrow afternoon. This is going to be an ongoing thing that we deal with right through the rest of the summer into the fall until winter comes, because those fires in Canada will be sticking around for quite a while. 79 right now. Our high today in St. Louis up to 89 degrees. We have 63 overnight in Litchfield, 67 in Potosi, right around 70 in St. Louis. It's a smoky night, but then we're turning our attention to the heat, and that late week heat's really going to be building in here. Low 90s tomorrow, 102 on Thursday, right around 100 on Friday, but it is this, the heat index, that combination of heat and humidity making it feel like it's 105 to 110 degrees. That's going to happen Thursday afternoon and again Friday afternoon, and it could happen tomorrow afternoon down in the Rolla area, back towards the Ozarks and into Columbia. While we're quiet at the moment, we're still tracking showers and thunderstorms across parts of Kansas, Oklahoma. Some of those have been producing intense winds tonight across the Kansas-Oklahoma border. That's just running around the top of this big upper-level ridge that's going to build over us, bringing us the heat. We do think those shower and thunderstorm chances are pretty low early tomorrow morning, mainly to the south and southwest of St. Louis. It's early morning wildfire smoke that'll have us concerned. And then as we head into Thursday, most of the action early Thursdays to our north, probably not enough cloud cover to hold our temperatures down any. And then Thursday night into Friday, again, the main storm track staying north of St. Louis. While there's a chance we'll see a shower or thunderstorm, it's not a big chance. Upper 90s. 90s to lower 100s again on Friday afternoon. We will ease those temperatures back a bit as we head into Saturday with some extra cloud cover and a better chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Still a chance on Sunday and even the 4th of July. Mother Nature may give us some fireworks naturally. We could certainly use the rain, there's no doubt about that, but the chances are really limited. Saturday's our best shot at it.
Oh, that's good. We want to preserve next Tuesday around 9 o'clock.
Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, the Cardinals got something going. The Blues are wheeling and dealing, and City SC has some all-stars on their roster. We'll be right back.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
I think we are going to know by Sunday night a lot more about this team. The Astros and Yankees are pretty good. The Cardinals have some mojo now, and they need Mo pitching moving forward. And they got it tonight and beat the world champions. Third inning, 2-0 Astros. Paul DeJong on coils on Framber Valdez, 405 feet. That's number 12 for Paul, and the lead is cut in half. Keep in mind, Valdez came into this game with the second best ERA in the American League. Nolan Arenado didn't care. That's a double to the wall. It scores a streaking Paul Goldschmidt, and the Cardinals led it 3-2. Another quality start for Jordan Montgomery. 6 2/3, 6 Ks, 2 runs, and 1 walk. And Jordan Hicks, who got a save in London on Sunday, gets a save in St. Louis on Tuesday. 100 miles per hour to finish it off. Cardinals win 4-2. They have won 6 out of 8. One guy who's had an eventful season and a half is manager Ali Marmol. Consider this. As a 35-year-old, he gets his first gig and manages 2 Hall of Famers in Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. He navigates the team beautifully through a 93-win season. Now his team's in last place, and a lot of fans are upset with him.
It comes with the job. Your job is to lead that group to success, and when you're not having success, it should be something that's brought up. Am I concerned with it? My answer is no. I'm able to wake up every morning, and I ask that clubhouse to be honest with each other, and I can be honest with myself, and no, I'm not concerned.
The Blues are concerned. They're coming off their worst season in 15 years. Tomorrow's a big day at the draft. Our Corey Miller will be reporting live from Nashville. The Blues have 3 first-round picks, and they got an early start today on retooling the franchise. The Blues traded a 6th-round pick in 2024 for Kevin Hayes of the Flyers. He's 6'5", 31 years old. He scored 16 last season, has 155 in his career, and Hayes is really good on the power play too, a Blues weakness last season.
Well, he's a early 30-year-old center who's been around the league for a while, signed a huge contract. A lot of people at the time said that it was a bloated contract. He still has 3 more years left on that at $7.1 million AAV. Philly would retain 50% of that for the next 3 years. They're not going to be a competitive team. They're in a retool, and so they're willing to eat some of that contract to bring him here.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
You get what you pay for. City SC made Roman Berkey the highest paid player on the team and the highest paid goalie in the league. Berkey has been selected to play in the All-Star game. He leads the league in saves with 76. Tim Parker was also selected to play in the game. Finally tonight, a word about Adam Wainwright. Father Time is undefeated, except if you're talking about Tom Brady and Selma Hayek. He will be 42 in a few months, and unfortunately, he's pitching like he's 42. In fact, if you go back to the end of last season, in his last 15 starts, 14 of them have been non-quality starts. Players are as comfortable at the plate against Waino as we are on a lazy boy recliner. The man with 2,100 career strikeouts is just not fooling anybody right now. But I'm not here to trash the man who's arguably the second best pitcher in Cardinals history and arguably the best person. If you find a teammate, usher, or media member who will say a bad word about Waino, that would be at first. Hey, winning 198 games and raising $8 million for his foundation, which literally helps people all over the world, is a pretty lethal combination. So I say he gets 2 more starts to try and right the ship. If he doesn't succeed, they may have to make a move. And maybe he does shock the world. He's done it before. But regardless of what happens, it won't change my opinion of Wayno, and it shouldn't change yours either. And that will do it in sports.
Frank, thanks.
Members only, the reason Costco is cracking down at the self-checkout line. Costco crackdown. The members-only wholesale club wants to put a stop to non-members using their friends' cards at self-checkout lines. Workers will now be stationed there to double-check. Costco says its membership fees help keep the prices low.
Music icon Diana Ross is coming to St. Louis. The Motown legend is bringing her Music Legacy Tour to the fabulous Fox Theater on September 15th. Tickets will go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. through MetroTix. And from American Idol to America's Game, Ryan Seacrest has another job. He's been named the new host of Wheel of Fortune. He'll replace longtime host Pat Sajak, who announced his retirement just a few weeks ago. Seacrest will take over in the fall of 2024.
Good for Ryan. He needed the money.
Yeah, he needs more money. There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. and have a great tomorrow.